Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all 62 confused genders, and next year it's probably going to be double. We're going to double that next year, Steve. We got the Shamwow Guy Show.
Hey, it's Vince Offer. I help revolutionize how you watched TV commercials.
Hey, Vince! You're gonna love my nuts. Watch this.
Problem with that shedding pussy? Pick up cat hairs from clothes. Comedy is all about taking risks, and it gives us the passes to do whatever the fuck we want.
All right, Slapwow, let's go.
See ya.
To my right is Sean Lennon, a.k.a. the white rapper. To his right, Matt London, a.k.a. Matt. And today, I am going to be the kid in the fable, The Kid Has No Clothes, because he sees things clearly and truthfully. So there's truth that everybody sees, and then there's the real truth that a child would see, without any false narratives, without any opinions. It's just going to be to the core. So speaking of children, kids, they can't discern the difference between, first of all, they shouldn't even think about sex from 5 to 10. They should do academics. They should be in competition. They should be having friends and socializing. They don't need to think about sex at all. The fact that you're getting them at that young of an age, it seems to me like some insidious campaign. And I think
Say that again.
Insidious campaign?
No, the way you said it the first time. Come on, can we get that?
Again, I'm looking at things the way they really are. So what I'm seeing with LGBTQ is that there is a P in LGBTQ. What do you think the P means?
Piss.
What I think it is, it's pedophiles.
Oh.
Pedophiles seem to be in the LGBTQ because they're going into the schools. In LAUSD, they have an advertisement that says, there's a coming out for elementary kids from 5 years old to 10. Coming out, why are we talking about this? They should be talking about academics, not this kind of stuff. And all I can think of is sex. If you get a kid fixated on sex, they're easy to control. So that's what I'm trying to hopefully expose in this podcast today. This looking at things the way they really are. So, you know how the Catholic Church had pedophiles and the Catholic Church didn't do anything about it? So now it's time for the LGTBQ to do something about it. We never blamed you for the priests. We only blamed the Catholic Church, but really we needed to blame the gay community too because they were gay. The LGTBQ is going after targeting kids through movies.
Wait, through what?
Movies, TV. The gay community is not for this. It's something. There's some. I would say it's a cabal in the LGBTQ that's for this thing, and they're not stepping up. So let's get the P out of that. They're distributing material through Netflix and YouTube and movies and TikTok. That's to kids who are 5 to 10 years old. That's not acceptable.
You too.
Or perhaps thing together.
Are you asking me on a date?
Your pulse and heartbeat have quickened.
No, yes.
We got to bring everything back to normal next year, and we're going to do that with, you ready? The Thoughtist. The Thoughtist. We don't want anybody to be a Thoughtist. Okay? A Thoughtist is someone who hates you for your thought. Like, okay, for example, you might not like me talking about kids being transsexualized. You might not like that, but you shouldn't hate me. When you hate me, that's being a Thoughtist. That's like hating someone per the color of their thought. Kind of like a racist hates you because of the color of their skin. So don't be a Thougist, and you're going to do that tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
You're going to go up to kids. Let's go up to students, because they're kind of like, I believe they're kind of brainwashed, and I want to see what they say. And I think they're brainwashed to hate. So let's see if they're a Thoughtist. Maybe they're not Thoughtist. Maybe I'm wrong.
Clown around town. Get it done.
Clown around town. Let's make that more of a thing. Let me put my jacket back on. And yeah, you want to use it in your lexicon. You want to use it in your vocabulary and tell people when they attack you, the best defense is an offense. That's SOP. That's standard operating procedure. Is you attack anybody, any bullies, you attack. It never works when you're too nice to them, in my opinion. Thoughtist, the word, and we can attack them when they say you're homophobic or you're a racist or whatever it is. So now we have a sword to use against them. So use that in your vocabulary. Now, we got to keep insisting on freedom of speech, no matter what you want to say. You could say the worst thing you want. If you want to say, I want every person, every animal dead, I should have the freedom to say that. Now, you can't have an announcement that is fraud, like in a theater, like, there's a fire in the building, everybody wants that. That's not freedom of speech. That's just an announcement. But everybody should have the right to have freedom of speech. If we don't do that, then the powerful people at the top, if they don't like what you say, they don't like your thought, okay, they're going to be hateful. They're going to be a thoughtist, and they're going to cut you off. So we're going to a more dangerous area if we don't have that applied. So freedom of speech is the key thing for everybody.
It's interesting because you could have this opinion and you could have this ideal, but you're not exactly angry about it and want to get into a fight with somebody over it. But the other side wants to fight. They want to get angry. They want to have a problem over it, where you're just trying to, state your opinion. That's
why I'm hoping that you don't have to buy the T-shirt, of course. But if you want to get the Stop Thoughtism or you want to get Do Not Be a Thoughtist, we'll put it up. But I just want it in the lexicon, into the vocabulary of every person, so then you can use that as a defense to go after people who are attacking you. As
a what?
A defense. Is that what you're trying to say? That I'm... Hey, you know what? Like I was telling, my last
coming out show today, by the way.
I will become gay if we just leave the kids alone, okay? Why not? I mean,
2024.
The other gay part, like happy. Let's use that as a defense to combat any wackiness. And let me tell you, go ahead.
Let's get back to slapping America straight again. Come on, what are we doing?
We're slapping the balls. Get some balls, America. We want some balls back. Well, listen, comedians, they're coming after you after they get rid of Trump. They're trying to get rid of Trump, which is kind of insane in itself, right? Once they get rid of Trump and Elon Musk, they're going to try to come after the comedians. Right now, you're having a good life. You have a lot of followers. You went from being a jester to becoming a monarch in a way because of all the followers. So that's great. And then you guys can influence your followers, but don't let it get into your head and you become a monarch yourself, because then you're losing touch with what's going on. You need to see the writing on the wall. They're coming after you after they get rid of Trump. Once they get rid of Musk, they're very patient people, these wokesters, these wokisms. So they're coming after you afterwards. So I'm just kind of a messenger to let you guys know what's going on. I've come from a cultish or a life where I was in a cult for 20 years. So I know a little bit about how cults work, and I know what's going on in terms of how they're campaigning and attacking you. They're very patient. They use disinformation campaigns on the people they don't like, and they use fear, and then of course cancellation, and then torture and death. I mean, that's in the old days, but who knows if that's not going to come back.
We'll do a commercial.
Hey everybody, it's Vince with The Thoughtist. This is the most important product because what it does, there's a rift between left and right, common sense versus craziness, and we want to get that rift and we want to solve it. So we got the Thoughtist shirt. You can use it in your lexicon, but if you want the shirt, please buy it. We also got Stop Thoughtism, which is a great shirt, and we also have the definition on the back, which is, if you're a thoughtist, you don't like someone's thought and you hate them for their thought. We don't want that. So I'm a marketing genius. I am a goat. Don't forget that. Even though I don't have a big social media following, I am a goat. And I'm telling you, this is it. The Thoughtist. Or Stop Thoughtism. Let's show that up there. What do you guys think?
I don't know what the fuck a lexicon is.
I would. How about wokeness versus common sense?
Okay,
that was a better one.
Okay. Hey, it's Vince with the Thoughtist shirt or the Stop Thoughtism. If you're have a rift with someone or society's having a rift from left versus right or wokeness versus common sense, get the Thoughtist. You can use it as a weapon against the crazy people. All right, so if they're attacking you for being racist or being homophobic, or you're not kind, or you're not inclusive, fuck you. You're a fucking Thoughtist. So get the Thoughtist shirt or the Stop Thoughtism. Thoughtists hate you for the color of your thought. Racists hate you for the color of your skin, right? So it's the same thing. They're basically racists. And we got a new word in 2024, Thoughtist or Thoughtism. Get rid of these Thoughtisms, these isms, okay? Buy it now from the GOAT.
Here's how to order.
Here's how to order.
Just go to www.theshamwowguyshow.com.
He doesn't even have the shirt on. What do you got on? Jeez.
Together forever.
What are you doing? Jeez. Everybody's got a freaking phone. You know, how about getting your eyes off the phone and look at life a little bit? Because God is looking at us, looking at iPhones. It's ridiculous. God wants to enjoy us enjoying life. How about porn not being on the internet? Would that be a good thing?
In New Zealand, is actually the first place to do it. You have to take a picture of yourself before every time you go on to any porno site.
I know it's the wild, wild west with the internet, but why are children looking at porn? They shouldn't be looking at porn till they're like way in their early teens, okay, at least. I mean, it's just like not good for them. And if you look at porn, by the way, comedians, let me tell you something. Porn, abusing your power to cure sex, I think that's not going to help your brand. I'm not saying your brand in comedy, but your brand in your spirit. You don't want to do that because I notice a lot of comedians who they're not that, they're kind of forcing it. And if you look at all porn, you look at porn stars, they're not very funny. So when you add porn to your spirit, it's going to destroy comedy. So remember that.
Not a lot of funny porn stars out there.
No, there's not. They're cheese. That's why they're known as cheesy. So it's a little warning. It's a little truth.
That might be a sexually transmitted disease there.
I don't want to pretend that I'm like, I'm egomaniac because I'm saying my real truth is better than your truth. But I'm just looking at things as what's good about me, I'm a high school dropout. I'm a cult member. So
Ex-cult member.
The point is that we're looking at things for what they are from a child's perspective in order to help the adults in the world be themselves and do the right thing. And if you have to stand up or if you pull back, whatever you got to do, you got to just do the right thing. Mm-hmm.
TJ's Christmas.
Yeah, let's get God back into schools, okay? Exactly. The teachers shouldn't be telling people not to say God because maybe someone doesn't believe in God. Let me ask you a question.
Oh my God.
If we saw a Tesla in the middle of the desert, are we going to say that just popped out of thin air? No, someone made that. Our bodies is more complicated than a Tesla. The universe going around the sun itself, right. Our eyes, our nose, our body, our fingers, it's all
So Elon
created.
Musk is God in this example.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, we need to acknowledge God and have children appreciate God. If you're an atheist, just deal with it.
Resonate on that UFO level. So
another thing we're going to look at for what it really is, January 6th. January 6th is a big thing for the left, for the Democratic Party.
It's a big lie.
When they say something's a big lie, it's usually them doing it. It's like the criminal. When a criminal says someone's going to steal from me, that means he's stealing. See, it's always whatever they're saying. That's kind of like the hint. They're alluding to the fact that they are the ones doing it. So when they said it was a big lie and hundreds of people died, first of all, the only person died was the one Bobbitt, who was a Trump protester. So here's the deal. January 6th, the goal of January 6th from the left's point of view is to squash, make all the alpha males subservient. They don't want you to protest. You can't have an insurrection with an iPhone. You can't have an insurrection with a guy taking a selfie. It's like robbing a bank. I can't rob a bank with a selfie. Okay? You can't say this is a bank robber. You can say I trespassed. But you can't say I robbed a bank.
This gun doesn't have any bullets, but give me the money. Here's my selfie.
The insurrection is already a hoax. That's the biggest hoax ever. And they're using that to suppress and squash an impetus maybe for us to protest in the future about something that they're doing. Because the left knows that they're crazy. Because right now, like what happened in Colorado when Trump can't be on the ballot, there's no protests. There's no protest because what happened January 6th, nobody wants to go to jail for nothing.
They put us all up to going out, trying to stand up for America, think you're doing the right thing, and then, oh, look what you did. Look what you broke the windows and you walked inside. You pooped in Nancy Pelosi's desk. Oh, you're so bad.
Yeah, the videos are all there, and they pretty much, I actually asked my family member to send me like the smoking gun where the guy punched someone, punched a cop. Send me that. And he sent me a video. Maybe we'll show it. He sent me a video where the guy's ready to hit a cop, and he hit a window instead. I'm like, that's your smoking gun? That he hit a window, not the cop? So the only thing these guys went to jail, they should have went to jail for, is for trespassing, not for insurrection. That is the big lie. So when they say there was a big lie in the beginning, it's because they're applying the big lie. Just like when they said there was Russia collusion, that is the collusion was going on the other side. But I think it's a good thing that Trump didn't get elected, because now we can see where all the problem is. I think when Trump comes back, he can see where all the zombies are, so he can aim and shoot. So I think it's a good thing. And Trump, the only reason they don't like Trump is because he's exposing the left and what they're doing, the corruption. So where are the punk rockers? Where's Pennywise when they say, fuck the authority? This is time to fuck the authority. You need to like step up. Punk rockers step up. Skateboarders. You guys are the most independent people.
Anarchists. Skateboarders. I'm not calling for anarchy. I'm just kidding.
Not anarchy, but where are the people that are like against corruption in the government? This is it. This is going to happen. Comedians, they're going to come after you. You're in this monarch complex, but they're coming after you right after.
Comedians coming for you.
No, because they're a little soft right now because they've got a little power themselves through social media. But I'm talking about the top comedians, but they need to like realize they're coming out for you next.
Well, they were never coming for Trump. They were always coming for us. They just had to go through him to get to us.
There's no consequences. People just go off the rails. So you know how there's consequences for Harvey Weinstein? What did Harvey Weinstein do? He had the casting couch, right?
Right.
He fooled around. He went to jail. Now that's one guy. There were in the 90s, in the 2000s, in the 80s, there were thousands of people using.
Harvey's the poster boy for that.
But almost every agent, producer, director had a casting couch. I mean, not a literally casting couch, but you want to be in this movie? Why don't you meet me in my home? Why don't you do this?
Wait, is that how Lindsay Lohan got on Inappropriate Comedy?
Yeah, right.
I was going to say, is that how you got on?
No, I said that was a little bit of Shamwow money. The point is this. Here's why that's important, because all these agents, producers, directors, they have a lot of skeletons in their closet. And see, back then though, there was never a crime to do that. It was considered naughty, but hey, you want to get a part in a movie, come meet me later. It was never a crime. Now it's considered a crime. So a lot of these guys are like are suppressing their skeletons. They don't want it out. So what they're doing for the woke left is like canceling anybody they want. Sure. And also virtue signaling. Here's all these black guys in commercials. Don't look at me. I'm a good guy. That's why, they're placating the community in order not to get not to be found out. The same thing with why they're canceling people who speak out against the woke. Oh, you're speaking out against the woke? James Woods, you're out. They're doing that because they have their own skeletons. So that's why it's working. So the woke left knows the control they have on these influencers in Hollywood. You get it? Yeah. And that's why it's working. That's why the corporations are virtue signaling, are canceling, are like pushing this LGTBQ stuff on kids. Disney's pushing that on kids because of what's going on. They're letting the woke writers come in to do this. Okay, so we need to now bring consequences in. If you continue doing this, it's going to be worse than your casting couch, because just like Harvey Weinstein, we found him 20, 30 years later and what he did. We're going to find these consequences that you're doing now to children through LGBTQ, sexualizing them, canceling people, all this stuff that you're doing. We're going to bring the consequences. We're writing the list down. He's got the list under the sham hoodie. And we're going after you guys. Not me, but the team of whoever wants to be on the team. We need to bring consequences back into students, into teachers, into Hollywood, into all the stuff. And it's not just consequences of people committing lies and misinformation in order to control and keep power, but it's also inaction. Like, where's the hockey players that could have helped the truckers in Canada? Where's athletes that could have helped women when they had men come into their sport? You understand consequences? That's important to bring back. I want to make sure that the world is sane, because we can blow up this freaking planet in a second. if we, let's say, surround Putin and he, or we mess up with China, or we have a weak president like we have now because of this, of what happened with the election, right? And how they placed him there. So all this, and listen, if the world blows up, we can't go back to Facebook and go, hey, why'd you put this Biden guy in? He messed with Putin, and now the whole country is destroyed. The whole world is destroyed. We can't go back. So consequences got to be applied right away. And we need to go to Codify. Codify every principle that we are speaking about now. That needs to be applied.
Codify?
Codify is a new word. I think it's a new word.
Codify.
We need to make like a policy.
Thoughtism, codify.
To make a code. Oh. You like that word? Yeah.
Oh, we could trademark.
Hey, high school dropout. But I'm a product guy.
Say it more with a lisp.
All right, so let's codify everything.
I think you've been doing it your whole life.
I want to go to the Columbus Circle and talk to people about the Thoughtist and see if they agree or disagree, or if they have any hate. Maybe we can spot a Thoughtist. Maybe we can find one.
What do you think about this word Thoughtist? It's a new word just created from the Shamwow guy, Vince Offer. And it means, if you'd like to read that,
the hatred a person has to someone who has a different thought.
Yeah, I'm pretty against that. And I think there's a super important distinction you need to make between someone and then what someone thinks. Like, people have value independent of their thoughts, period. And then their thoughts, like, dude, everybody's got thoughts. Like, I like the Red Sox, that's a thought.
Right. If I like the Mets, and if I hate you because of that, that's called Thoughtism. So we're trying to prevent that. But yes, how can we use this word to maybe defend or expose what's going on? Maybe just use it and let them know, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yo, I don't think I should listen to you. And it's like, all right, but don't be a thoughtist. Like, just listen to me.
What's thought, as opposed to like not liking the thought, you might not like the person. Have you ever heard people, people like that?
Oh, absolutely. You see it all over the internet all the time. People voicing their opinions on their thoughts and the way people think, and they're basing it on the actual person besides just their thoughts.
You're critical of Trump. So let's say he likes Trump. Yeah. Do you then kind of like honest? I would want
to have a conversation with him. Like,
yes.
Why? Like,
right. But do you immediately may not like him so much because of that thought he has?
Well, I feel like it's hard to not be judgmental really quickly. I feel like it's hard to not jump to conclusions.
That's very honest of you. Very honest of you.
It's something I'm working on as well. But I think we could all just try to be a little more open-minded. Even it's a challenge, but it's not meant to be easy.
No, that was very concise, very succinct. So let me ask you this: so if he does like Trump and you don't, okay. It's good that you can look at that. Do you see why we came up with the word Thoughtism and Thoughtist? Because it kind of like defines that dislike you have.
You guys made this.
Actually, the guy from the Vince Offer from the Shamwow Guy show. Yeah. Have you ever heard of him?
No, I haven't. No.
You ever seen the?
Well, I mean, it's fair.
It's fair. Yeah, these Shamwow hoodie.
Oh wait, what the hell?
Have you ever seen the Shamwow Guy?
Is this the Shamwow Guy? Wait, what the hell?
Bottle that laugh when we need that laugh.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so I came up with the word because I was trying to figure out what is going on. Why does someone not like me because I like this or like that? Come up with names for products. So I thought, what is...
Shamwow was a good one.
So I said, what is this product of people not liking someone? And it was a form of hatred on the other person because he doesn't like his opinion or his thought.
Do you think like some thoughts are bad? Like, is that possible? Is it possible to have a bad thought?
Listen to me. If you could put me in jail for 1,000 years for all the thoughts that I have. Okay, let me tell you right now. So
I didn't know the Shamwow guy was like fucked in the head.
No, definitely. I think we're all messed up in the head. Yeah. The only thing is we gotta rein it in, control it. Yeah. I mean, because it all comes from
it's our actions that define us. You know what I mean? Do you think the right are victims?
Well, I think the right are a little angry at some things, but they don't have the hate that the left has. They seem like more hateful within their heart, and I just want to try to solve and smooth that out. That's why I came up with the word.
I understand. Yeah.
So and then I got him. He's the clown on the street. He used to work for Howard Stern.
Well, I think he's been a little more professional than you.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm as you know from my commercials, I'm not that professional. Now, we're going to do a segment called Crazy Conspiracy Theories with Sean.
The clown around town.
Clown around town. Let's see some of the conspiracy theories you got going.
For one.
Oh, it might not be conspiracy. Listen, conspiracies could be true. Like it might be more true than not. Christopher Columbus said it was a conspiracy theorist, right? And it was true, right? So and of course, all the conspiracy theories during COVID was correct. And like I said, when I was in a cult, they didn't want me to have any conspiracy theory. To me, conspiracy theorists mean having a critical thought, having a suspicion. And of course, the powerful people don't want you to have that. So they call it conspiracy theory because it sounds weird.
So the conspiracy that I would really consider being probably the most far-fetched one is that it's safe and effective. So far, I haven't seen nothing safe nor effective from it.
They used COVID to try to get Trump out. But instead of just like telling China, trying to like put their feet to the fire. We want to know what happened. What happened? Because we need to know what happened with China because in the lab. Because if we don't know what happened with China in the lab, it can happen again. The point is this. When a plane crashes, there's a black box. So we want to figure out what happened so that this never happens again. With China doing this and killing, let's face it, they killed 6 million people. That's like a Hiroshima bomb going off in New York. And no one, and there's no consequences to China. Again, that consequence thing. So the fact that there's no consequences in China is already an issue. Like, you know, because people in America, like the journalists in America, like don't mention that because that's anti-Asian, or what's it called, that fancy word they use when they're anti-Asian. You guys remember? Xenophobia. You're xenophobic. Okay, shut up. Okay, it's like we want to figure out where it came from, so it never happens again. Maybe they should have used the sponge on the fridge.
Well, I thought it was weird that somebody from our high up in our government was in Chinatown telling people to hug Chinese people.
If 6 million people died in a bomb, someone will like figure out why that happened. The fact that they don't want that to be exposed shows that they're more worried about Trump than they are worried about this virus. Before we started with COVID, it looked really bad. After 3 months, we figured it out, and that was it. We should have just went back to normal after 3 months, but instead they they extended it for 2 years because of the power. They love the power, and like I said, power generates
power corrupts.
Money and power,
but power generates ecstasy in their mind. So they get that. So anytime you take power away, that's what the reason they hate Trump is because he's exposing their power, and he's like taking the drug away from them, and that's the only reason they hate Trump. They don't care about him sitting on a toilet at 2 a.m, and unfortunately, they're using this crazy ideology against all of us. So we need now to look at it for what it is, not be afraid. They're putting fear so we don't attack them. When you take their drug away, they get nuts. Don't let that fear. The reason no one's wearing a MAGA hat is because they're in fear of the left. They're in fear of that people getting emotional. Fuck them.
I wear it.
Fuck them. You know what? You wear them, of course. Fuck them. And you know what? Be yourself. Use the Thoughtist as the word to attack them and say, don't be a freaking Thoughtist. Do the right thing. Knock it off. Shut them down and then move on. And we need to make this world a better place. It's not about us. It's about helping society and helping all of us spiritually, emotionally, and humanity is important. So that's why it's important to follow us, follow the channels.
YouTube, The Shamwow Guy.
The Shamwow Guy Show. Hit me up on social media. Hit him up on email if you need me on the show. Over and out, guys.
Over and out.
Show me the wow.